All right, so first thing here, I'll actually clone the repository. So if I just go onto our repository here and clone this, and then just run git clone, I'm just gonna put it on my desktop here. And then I will cd into that there. Right, and then I will start with a new virtual environment here. So I will go clean v and then activate it. Right, and now we'll just basically install all our requirements here. So if you go pip install -r requirements.txt, it'll install everything you need. And then you can just run it with python 3-m source.main. And I am on a MacBook as well here. But yeah, that's how we clone it here, and you'll see it'll ask for my consent right away. First, I'll start off with number 10, which is extracting key contribution metrics in a project to displaying the information. So that one will just be our number 2 in the selections. Here I'll just use my computer science 310 zip. And you can see that it extracts all the key contribution metrics in a project. And now for the number 8, for a coding project, identify the program language and framework used. So I'll go number 5, analyze the languages detected. And you'll see here, it gives me the breakdown of the languages used in that project there. All right, and you can see I just generated some resume insights there, so I will return to the main menu here. And now I will show you the previously generated portfolio information here, which in this case would be option 13. And you can see it's everything, about my computer science project there. And then to delete the previous generated resume items and ensure files do not get affected, it is number 12 here, so I will delete that. And now you can see if I do number 11 to retrieve the previously generated resume insights, there will be nothing here for that as well.
Store user configurations for future use. I've just cleared the configs table, so I'm going to run main, and it's going to ask me for my consent, and I'll say yes. And I'll give it my zip. All right, and then I'm also going to hit number 8, which is just selecting your username from GitHub, which also gets stored in the configs table. So I'll choose mine. Okay, and I'll just exit for now so that you can see that once I run main again, that these items are persisted into the configs table. Okay, so we're going to run it again. And notice how it doesn't ask me for my consent this time. And I can just load the zip. And then just for fun, I'll analyze the git contributions, and then you can see it's analyzing for my username that also got stored in the table there. Number 12, which was output all key information for a project. I'm just going to run main here. Enter my zip. And then I'm just going to hit run all, and that'll run all our analysis on the zip. Alright, so as you can see, for the 2 projects I have in the zip folder here, it's outputted just kind of all of the key information for both of them. The languages, the skills used, all that kind of stuff. For the next one, which was store project information into a database, these projects are already going to be stored, so I'll exit here. Okay, and then we'll run main again. Alright, and then we're just going to hit 13, which is display previous results, and you can see that the projects I just loaded are stored and then kind of retrieved from the database.
I'm Khan. I'll be going over the skill extraction now, which we press the 9, and the analyzer goes over every project stored in the SQLite database. For each one, it uses the skill analyzer, which wraps the code metrics analyzer, and then it walks the project tree with ignore directories rules, parses every code file, and compute metrics like the total lines of code, number of test files, comment ratio, and average functions per file. On top of those metrics, we run the skill extraction logic. It combines several sources of evidence. Language usage gives weighted evidence for base skills like Python. Dependency files like requirements or package JSON are scanned with regex patterns to pick up frameworks and tools such as Docker. Config file names like Dockerfile or framework specific config files also add more evidence. And finally, we run snippet patterns over the file contents to detect framework usage based on imports and usage patterns, which extract the skills. And the timeline works like so, where the feature does not reanalyze the repository. Instead, it just reads the stored project objects from the database, including their date created, last modified, and skills used fields. The first block is the project timeline. Projects are sorted chronologically by their dates. And for each one, we list the skills that were actually exercised in that project in the skill timeline, which all of this is done from Git commits in order to make an accurate analysis. Analyze badges looks at certain parameters for the chosen project and gives the badges earned as well as some fun facts.
Hello, my name is Sven, and I will be talking about our individual user contributions and how they tie into how we rank projects. If we run the application on a sample zip right now, it'll go over and extract the zip to a temporary directory where it is able to go over the records within it. It goes over the Git history. Given the provided usernames, I have set them at the moment, but user can change it at any time. And then it just gets the list of authors. From that list, if there are more than one, it'll rank it as being a collaborative project. And then based on the selected users, it'll aggregate through the commits that they have that we can see. Option 1, given this set of users that I've selected here. And then it'll analyze the contributions from the commit histories of these multiple accounts. And then this data is saved into our database, and then at which point we can look at option 10 for the resume insights. As we can see, the score has been given for this project, and if we select option 1, we can get the resume insights. Now we can also run this on a different zip file, which has multiple projects held within it. And as we can see, it has created project records for all of the projects that is found within the zip file. And then if we go to 10, it will calculate the resume scores based on if it finds a zeroed value for the resume score. And as we can see, it has calculated scores for all of them and aggregated them from most to least significant, so that a user could hit number 26 down here to generate their top 3 projects. And as we can see, it's gone through all of them and generated resume insights for each of them.
So the first thing that we're checking for is that we ask for consent as required in requirement number 1. And here you can clearly see that we do. We're going to say yes, which records our answer, which means if we close the program and then open it again, you can see that it doesn't require consent a second time, given that we did give our consent the first time. So now we're going to try to parse some zip files. We have 2 here. One is not a zip file, it's a RAR, and one is a zip. First, we're going to try the RAR, which shouldn't work because it is a different compression format. Now we're going to try 499.zip. And as you can see, it successfully parses the zip folder of files. So that fulfills requirements 1, 2, and 3. And you can see we also have additionally a loading bar that shows the process, particularly nice when you have an extremely large zip file to look through. For requirement number 4, requesting user permission before using external services. We don't use any external services, so we don't have to do requirement number 4. And for requirement number 5, it's also not necessary because we don't do anything with external services.
Alrighty, and then I'm just showcasing requirement 15 here to retrieve previously generated resume insights. And you can see there's no insights right now, so I will generate them with number 10. Alrighty, and now we're back on the main menu. You can see that we do have some of the old resume insights here. And now I'll do 11. And you can see that the insights for these do stick around here and persist through there. Just 200 tests here, and I'll just run all. And you can see that they all pass here.